My name is Cliff Lisi, and the passage that I'm going to be sharing with you this morning is found in Mark chapter 15, verse 7. And it's a well-known passage, and it says, I tell you, there will be more joy in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 righteous persons that don't need to repent. This is fascinating. Jesus had a way of attracting sinners to himself. And the reason I mention that is because the first verse in this chapter tells us that it says that all the tax collectors and sinners came to him to hear him. And that's when the Pharisees complained that he not only hangs out with sinners, but he eats with them. And so, what a crowd. I think this is one of those days when one of those sinners had invited him to come eat with him and his friends. So if you can imagine, there's all kinds of people sitting on the floor, sitting maybe if they use chairs and benches or whatever. The living room, which may have been big, was huge. It was filled with people of all kinds. And I would imagine if that happened today, Jesus' robe would smell like cigarette smoke. I mean, he's in there with a crowd of people that have gone astray. You look around and you look into their faces and their eyes. You see sunken eyes. You see broken hearts. You see sad hearts. You see people who really know the bottomless pit of guilt. And they're all there. And Jesus had a way of attracting these people to himself. And he eats with them. And that's why, of course, the Pharisees complained. I can imagine myself kind of in the corner, kind of looking on. And there's a porn addict over there. And he's thinking to himself, nobody knows what I'm going through. There's a couple of alcoholics sitting together and feeling that deep, deep, empty feeling that they feel. There may have been some prostitutes who had managed to find their way in with people that knew them. Some thieves, a couple of thieves over there, and thinking, well, why not? Why not? I mean, everybody else robs. Why not do the same? A con man, several agnostics. I'm sure there was an agnostic that was probably thinking, okay, prove to me whatever it was that troubled him. And so these are the people. It's what a cluster of people have gathered, because the passage in that chapter in verse 1 says that they had all gathered to be there with Jesus. These are the same people that have tasted everything that is forbidden. You name it. If it's forbidden, they've tasted it. But the problem was, all of them felt the bitter taste, the bitterness that it all leaves, the futility of living a life like that. And so they've come attracted, like I said, to Jesus, and they're what are they attracted? What do they see in him? He's different. They see his strength, I think. One of the things that maybe one of them was there when Jesus cleansed the temple, and those people that were selling and buying in the temple, and he overturns tables and coins are rolling on the marble floor. The strength of this man to do what nobody else had ever done. Or what about when Jesus was on the hilltop looking down over the city, riding on a donkey, and yet they noticed the tears flowing down his cheeks. Who is this? What is this man? He's so special. It's possible one of them had happened by the day that the woman caught in adultery. Maybe he had a stone in his hand, and maybe he was one of them that was ready to start throwing, thinking, I'm better than these other people, and had to drop it. And now they're there in his presence. The lily of the valley of their desperation and sorrow, and strength. And he tells them a story before he quotes this verse that I just read about a lost sheep. They know he's talking about me. He's talking to me. I know it. It's me he's talking about. But I don't know how to find my way home. I've spent my life running and I don't know how to find my way back. And yet something tells them, as he looks right into their eyes, I am the way home. You are in the right place. You can find your way home when you come to me. Here he was. Here he was, the way home, right there. The way out of the darkness, standing there. And little did they realize until he said that, maybe, joy is waiting for you. There's greater joy in heaven when one sinner repents. That joy may be waiting for you today. Thank you for listening.